Sonic tubers is a topic that I've talked about before. Obviously being, I guess, a Sonic creator myself, but we'll see how much longer that lasts. It's a really interesting thing. I wasn't always a Sonic creator, as some of you guys know. I made Smash content as well, and just Nintendo stuff. And then I came back to Sonic, because Sonic is something that I feel like I could almost talk about forever. But coming back, I've realized how things have kind of just gotten worse.
What do you mean by that?
The Sonic landscape changed. So many new fresh faces and creators that have come out the woodworks in the last 3 years or so has been quite interesting to see. We've seen the rise of more news creators, we've seen more creative creators such as Al the Boy, Chow Mix with their video essay styles, analysts that analyze specific things about games, mod channels, and all sorts of stuff. Almost a whole new ecosystem was created around these Sonic creators. With a whole new ecosystem came a whole bunch of hate. And I've been on this end before as well. I've received hate just for literally existing sometimes. If you make discussion or news content, you're categorized in one category because people would like to read titles and just make assumptions based off the title. Or people just don't like you because you're not making a video essay. It's kind of lame that people bully you because you're doing content that other people also do. So they kind of just want to make you be a video essay channel, which is kind of lame. That's something that I've noticed personally. But there has come rise to a new form of Sonic media and Sonic content creation that has kind of dominated almost all of these other subcategories within Sonic YouTube, and that is the mod channels. I feel like the discussion and news creators are taking most of the hate, but the rise of the mod channels is something that has been very interesting, and it's kind of taken the whole front force attack from the entire community that hate on Sonic YouTubers. I've seen these people get caught out, receive death threats, and everything that you can imagine just for uploading videos of mods. And honestly, there's more than one story, one side to this, but it's quite interesting, so that's what we're going to talk about here today. When you see a Sonic mod channel, what is the thing that stands out to you the most? For me personally, it's pretty simple. It's the thumbnail. Their thumbnails are very, very captivating, as they obviously make a lot of you click on them. A lot of them look very professional and have a level of detail when it comes to the framing, the colors, and even down right to the character positioning. It's all very tactical and deliberate to make obviously good looking thumbnails that you click on. I think these are the things that make these channels really tick and work is their thumbnails. I feel like that does 90% of the work for them when it comes to their content. The title is also very, very important, but obviously I've seen videos with terrible thumbnails, but yet they have millions of views. And therefore in that instance the title carries. But in this example we're looking at Sonic Central, or aka Velcomia, which is also a pretty cool Sonic creator in my opinion, and he's just an overall cool dude. Now let's scroll down a little bit further to show you some older thumbnails from a few months ago, as they follow the similar pattern as we've seen recently. It is a very popular trend, and if you scroll even further down, we can see that they're still continuing the trend. Wait a minute, actually all of this is not Sonic Central. I actually showed you 3 examples of 3 different mod creators. And that's right, it doesn't stop there. I'd say most mod creators make their thumbnails within this same exact style. But the next step is the actual video themselves. Another thing common amongst these creators is that they don't really have voiceover typically. They just have footage of the mod that they're showcasing, and that's usually about it. Some of them will include a lot of cool edits such as Blue Vivacity, and that sometimes can definitely shake up a mod video or add some more flair to it, but most of the time these mods are commentary lists and they're mostly just videos of showcasing the mod, and the thumbnail sometimes will usually look better than the actual video. I'd say most of the time personally. And those 3 factors there is what determines a lot of these mod creators being kind of similar. And I think on their own those 3 different factors don't really mean that much. But the whole twist here is that there's so many creators doing this in the exact same style. And this really upsets Sonic fans in the community who will enjoy watching Sonic content. It highly annoys them and makes them want to go on a campaign to try to just make these people making this content feel bad. Now here's where I'm going to agree with the people here for a moment. I agree, this content is oversaturated. There is a lot of channels doing this. It is really kind of interesting to just see how many people are doing this in the same exact fashion, and you may just want to see something different. That is very understandable, but people take it too far. Because I also hold the opinion of, if you don't like it, you don't have to watch it. You can just simply ignore it. I feel like there's no harm in the world of having multiple channels doing the same kind of thing, as this is first world problems and this literally does not matter and it's pretty superficial, and I think you guys should get over yourselves. Damn! Okay, my bad, I came off a little too hot there. No, but seriously though, I do think it is something that isn't really a worthy talking point. But there is a conversation to be had when it comes to the people who are actually creating these mods and the people who cover them. Some people feel that their work shouldn't be taken and put into a video and monetized. I think that's pretty reasonable. And you know, I do think that makes sense. But there isn't really any way to fully prevent that from happening, as at the end of the day, mods are modifications to IPs that which even the mod creators do not own. At the end of the day, it's Sega's game. Even if it is something that you're modding into the game, it doesn't belong in the game, and nor is it your IP. So it's a pretty difficult thing to really combat. And usually when you're making a mod, you're not making it to make money, and it's free work that you decided to put in. So I can't entirely blame a creator when they want to create content on said mods, when their path doesn't really have anything to do with your path outside of covering the mod itself, as this is something they chose to deliberately put together and something that is monetized, whereas a mod, you went in knowing that you're working for free. And if there's a decent amount of editing, it would be considered transformative content. But if not, I can see why. Then you also have the argument that they're playing Sega's game at the end of the day, and most of the content you're seeing within the video is Sega's. And the only part that is not part of the game is the actual mod itself, depending on how much has been modded of the game. I think it's overall an interesting debate, and I can see both sides of the argument here. Because once again, if you don't want your mod showcase, I mean, that should be something you're allowed to feel. It's more of a reputation war than anything, as there can be no actual real damage done to either party. It's just more polite, I feel like, to ask a creator if they can use their mod, especially if they're usually not for it. And then there's some people that don't care and kind of just want the free publicity from videos that help more people see their mod and download it, which is something that's free to begin with. In my own personal opinion, a lot of mod creators, I feel like they should start their own channels if they have the free time and will to, and start capitalizing off of their own mods before these mod channels can even get to it. I think that'd be really interesting. It's kind of like your own self-serving economy. I kind of think of Chalmix in mind, where he draws literally his own thumbnails. He doesn't take assets and stuff from a lot of other places. He literally sits down and draws out his thumbnail because he has that skill. And that's something very valuable. And that's something I wish I had. I've tried to learn how to draw myself, and I just realized I'm not passionate about it, and I just don't feel like I can do it because I don't have the willpower to. In my process of learning, I just wasn't getting it. So that's something I wish I had. I usually have to rely off of assets and renders. But overall, Sonic mod content, I feel like, is something that should be allowed to exist, and the people making this content shouldn't feel bad for making it. They should just be able to make whatever they want, because it shouldn't be that deep at the end of the day. If you don't want to watch it, you shouldn't watch it. And if mod creators are beefing with them, they should just handle their stuff privately, in my opinion, before making public tweets on Twitter. I feel like that doesn't do anything but just cause more drama. I'd rather people in general handle their stuff privately, because not everything needs to be everyone's business. But overall, those are my thoughts on Sonic mod channels and just somewhat of the Sonic content community. And honestly, there wasn't a main goal to this video. I just wanted to share and give my thoughts and see what other people think. But if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. And like always, I'll see you in the next one. And of course, check out the other channels that were talked about down below.
Well, whatever happens, happens.